Alrighty. So we just had the video of printing out the Tic Tac Toe board. And so now what we're going to do is, instead of having a pre-populated board that we know by default is 3x3, we're going to instead let the user decide how big they want their tic-tac-toe game to be. So it can be, I guess, as small as a 1x1. That's a really lame tic-tac-toe board. But, just let them choose the variable size. So, and you know what? I think the video after this one's going to be organizing into functions or functions or methods, whatever you want to call them. Just because this all being in like one thing together, it's kind of gross. But anyways, so instead of having the board at 3x3, we're just going to start the board as a blank list. So all of this over here is printing the board and like a to-do put into a function. Great. Okay, now we got our board, and we are going to make it. I think it has to be for loops. Actually, it's going to be very similar. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's going to be very similar to a video that I just made like 20 minutes ago now, where you're asking the user for various sizes. So, it's not that similar. Whatever. Is there a way to make it? No, yeah, we're going to have to use a pen. That's fine. Okay, let's do it. So this, we're going to be creating a 2D list based on a size that the user inputs. So we're going to say board size is equal to, and now we're going to have to make it into an integer just because we're going to be using the number in the program. Input, and we're going to say how big do you want your... it's too, whatever. Tic Tac. You know what? What is the board size? And I'm not going to give an option for width or height. They're just going to say, what is the board size? And because tic-tac-toe boards tend to be the same width and the same height. So what is the board size? And then we're going to say, we'll do a while loop this time. While, and we're going to have to make a counter equals 0. I'm just going to make it C equals 0 so I don't need to type out counter every time. While C is less than the board size, we are going to we're going to have to make two counters. So this is, oh, I see. So this is the counter for height and the counter for width equals 0. I don't want to set it equal to 0 there. Counter for height, so this is going to be while CH is less than the board size. We're going to do another while C... I will reset counter width equal to 0 here. This is why for loops are nicer. All right, you know what? We're going rogue. We're making... No, all right, I'll leave it as while loops. I'll leave it as while loops. CW is less than, again, board size, because I want it to be the exact same width and height. While CW is less than board size, I'm going to... First, I'm going to board the board dot append, and we're going to append a blank list into it. And then inside now, so okay, the first one is going for the height, so it's how many lists, right? So I'm going to start by appending a list. And then I am going to go into that list for the width, and I'm going to say the board at counter height. So this is saying, all right, it's the first list, so we're at 0, we're at 0. Dot append and we're just going to append just a single blank space. And then we will say CW equals CW plus 1. So we're counting up the next one. And then I think at the end here, CH will equal CH plus 1. And so here's our while loop that's going to go through it. Let's pay attention to every single spot. So we have the board blank list starting with a counter at 0 outside of my loop. And then I ask the user, what is the board size going to be? And then I go through a double loop over here saying while the counter height is smaller than the board size, I'm going to start by resetting and creating, really, counter for width to 0. And I'm going to append a new list. And then I go into the next while loop. And while CW is smaller than the board size, I'm going to append to that new list that I just made, and I know I'm at that list because I'm at CH in the board. I'm going to append a blank, and I'm going to add 1 to CW, and we're going to do that until we get to the board size. And then we'll leave the loop, we'll add 1 to the height, come over here, see if we're at the bottom of the list yet, at the bottom of the thing. CW resetting it to 0, so now I'm back at the first item in the new list. Add a new list, and then we keep going. So I think this should work. And this is going to print the thing out for us. So I think if we just run it, there might be an off by 1 error, meaning if I make it like a size 3 board, it might be a size 2 board here. Ah, shoot. Oh, when you append, it's a function, so you have to append there. All right, the board size, we're going to try a classic 3x3. It printed out a classic 3x3. Oh, not even a off by 1 error. That's awesome. If I want to make a 4x4 board, it makes a 4x4 board, but it's a little gross. So we have a blank, and then the space for the thing. Boom, 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 boom. Space. So how many is this here? Why does it look so disgusting? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters. And the underscores that I have are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, duh. This is because in the last video, I just did a static underscore thing. So instead, oh no, I need to make another loop over here to print how many underscores I should do. Because otherwise we get something like this. And then if I try printing out like an 8x8 board, now, yeah, the underscores just don't go under the whole thing. Okay, let's, unforeseen consequences. So, I mean, all right, for 3x3, it is nice, right? This part of our program works. It asks them for the board size. It creates the list with the information in it, the correct information in it. The issue is that when we were printing it out in our printing part, and next video 100% will be turning these into functions because this is gross having it not be organized in functions. The issue is that in the last video, we did a lot of it so it was ready to kind of get, work with any size board, except here we just hard-coded how many spaces are here. And we really should be doing that based off of the size of the board, or really the print doesn't need to know the size of the board. The print needs to know the length of the list that it was sent. So the length of the board list, which is fine. Yeah. So yeah, we just hard-coded this in as like 7 underscores, and we really need to do a number of underscores based on how big the board is, right? We want this to be able to shrink and expand based on what the user inputs. So print a horizontal, and now we're going to say a dynamic horizontal because we're that smart, right? We're making it dynamically change its size based on what the user said instead of statically just kind of like just not moving at all. So we're going to keep this. If the list... Yes, we're going to keep it inside of this because this if statement is preventing us from printing a line at the bottom of the board. And then we're going to have to do the whole for loop inside of this if loop. And we're going to get rid of this print because we have to print one at a time. So really, we would like end up printing that much with an end as just a blank. And now we're going to do... we did a while loop up here for counting numbers. Let's do a for loop down here for counting numbers just to get practice with seeing them in different ways. Ooh, I don't like that this is the bottom of my screen. Let's do that. And now we're at the middle of my screen. Yay. So I'm going to say for I in range 0 to width. Is width still a thing where we are right now? Does that exist? Yeah, width was defined up here. And this if is in that same place over there. So yeah, for I in range 0 to width, we are going to print that. I think that's it, right? We're just going to print the underscores every single time. And then when we leave this loop, we want to do a blank print because this end is going to not bring us to the next line. Okay. So now I think it should work, right? We edited this part to print the bottom lines so that it would print for every item in the width, it would print a blank. And before I do the for, I'm going to print one extra underscore with an end equals that. Oh, wait. Yo, can I do this? Can I start it? I think I can. I think I can start at -1 and go to width +1 to get one extra on either end. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So now that I'm done impressing myself, that's horrible. Let's try it again. So we're gonna try the 3x3. See if it just broke it for the 3x3. It kind of broke it for the 3x3. That sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we want 7, but we only ended up printing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Why do we only print out 5 of them? Because the width is 3. Because the width is 3, and one extra on the left side and one extra on the right side is only going to be 5. So if we want 7, we're going to do starting at -2 and going to +2. So this will always go out one pass to the left extra and one pass to the right extra. And we should have our 7 for a 3x3 now. So this board size is 3. That looks like a Tic Tac Toe board. I'm happy about that. Moment of truth, though. Let's try it with a 4x4. Not as nice, but it did change with it. Let's try like a 7x7. Oh no. Oh no. Why is this not like monospaced? Why are the sizes of things different? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What? Oh. Because I'm only adding a constant 4 to the width. I'm only okay. I'm only adding a constant 4, right? Instead of setting 0 and going to the width, I'm starting 2 less and 2 more. So I'm only ever adding 4 extra underscores compared to the width. The problem is that when I'm printing my Tic Tac Toe board, the width here is based off of the length of the list. But for every item, I'm printing the item as a blank first and then a bar. So I'm actually printing twice the size of the width. So I wonder if I could just start this at 0 and go to the width times 2. Would that just solve all of our problems? Let's find out. Oh no, someone's messaging me on Discord. Shh. That looks a lot better. Can I do a 3x3? How does a 3x3 look? Yeah, okay, so this is still only 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to do times 2, and we're going to add one more to the end, just because I think that's going to make it look a tiny bit nicer. So for the 3x3 now, that looks like a tic-tac-toe board. Loving it. Go to a 4x4. We did it! Awesome. Okay. So, whew. Man, I feel like it's been a long time since we did what I set out to do in this video, which was let them choose the size of their board, and then I just spent the last like 10 minutes fixing this little part. So now we let the user choose the size of their board, and then the issue was that once we let them choose the size of their board, a thing that we had hard-coded in is just like 7 underscores no longer worked because it needs to be able to change in size along with the list itself. So here, the items were already changing in size because I was printing every item with a bar after it. But here we had to do a little bit of extra work to get it to look like, beautiful. Look at that. Symmetric. Looking good. If I do a 10x10, oh man, we got a 10x10 tic-tac-toe board. It's just, I'm loving it. Looking fantastic. Next video, we're going to put these into functions because this is an ugly 42 lines of code that really don't feel like they have any organization to me. So, yeah. See you next time.